Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Wait, hold up. Now, before we get started in today's topic, I wanted to share one last but important and exciting thing with y'all. So I have been communicating with the ladies over at Black Femicide US, and this year's 2022 Black Women's March is going to be held in August. It's going to be held precisely August 27th, 2022. That's a Saturday, y'all, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be marching around the city. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said we're, because Candace Yvette is going to be in attendance, and I am honored to be there. I feel privileged to be there. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be guest speakers. So if you can, please come out and join us. If you can't join us physically, support us virtually. Share and like this video. Share it with all your friends, or if you can't share the video, go over to Black Femicide's Instagram or their Facebook page, find this flyer and share it. I'm going to read their statement before I go into today's topic. It's one that, even though they wrote, I agree with it as well. So it says, we're going to be marching for the liberation of Black women and girls. We march to bring awareness to the issues that Black women and girls face uniquely and disproportionately. We march to honor Black women and girls and to discuss our plan of action on our future in this country that directly ties to our liberation. Beautiful statement. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. Again, the date is August 27th of 2022. The place is Washington, D.C. We're going to be meeting at the Washington Monument, okay? Washington Monument. So if you can be there, be there. If you need more information, just email me or send Black Femicide US a DM. All right, now it's time to go into our topic. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Candace Yvette back with another video. This case is coming to us out of the Chicago, Illinois area. It is concerning matricide and patricide. So basically, those are just fancy terms that mean a person unalived his mother and father. Let's jump right into this. So I.C. Banks Jr., 33, was arrested Tuesday after police identified him as the man who shot and killed Sheila Banks, 61, his mother, and I.C. Banks Sr., 79, his father. A Berwyn man on bond in a federal robbery. I can't talk, y'all. A Berwyn man on bond in a federal robbery case is accused of killing his parents last weekend in a senior home, then returning to the unit with police for a well-being check. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's stop. So he was already caught up in some bull. He was already caught up in a robbery case. So I don't even really need to read the rest of this article to already understand and know why he took his parents out. This fool ain't got no life. He ain't got nothing going for himself. He out robbing people. He ain't got no money in his pocket. He's too ornery and egotistical and haughty to go out here and humble himself and serve the community in a positive way and get a job. Maybe go clean bathrooms, clean up yards. You know, that stuff isn't always popular. You probably won't always look cool, but I bet you my bottom dollar you will never be broke because it's a job that don't nobody else want to do, right? He ain't had no money and he went and he took advantage of his elderly parents, his senior citizens' parents. You know what I'm saying? Probably was trying to get them for their retirement money because he too lazy and ignorant to go out here and work a regular 9 to 5 or even go out here and make his own little hustle, an honest hustle. Not pushing no drugs, but an honest hustle, like going and, cleaning, bathrooms for businesses. That's actually a real good business. You get in there, work them after hours. You can put your little headphones on, listen to your books or your music. You in there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get in there, cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming floors, get your ass out. That's actually pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? You work your own hours. But that's just me. What do I know? Let's continue reading this article. So I.C. Banks Jr., 33, faces 2 counts of first-degree murder after police officers conducting a well-being check on Sunday found the bodies of 61-year-old Sheila Banks and I.C. Banks Sr., 79, on a bed in a third-floor apartment bedroom at the Wilson Yard Senior Home at 1032 West Montrose Avenue, Chicago police and prosecutors have said. Sheila Banks suffered a shot or a wound to her right temple. I'm trying to watch my mouth and watch what I say on YouTube because of the bots, y'all. So that's why I'm trying to substitute words in. So anyways, let's get back into this. Sheila Banks suffered a gunshot wound. Look, and then, damn it, I said it. So she suffered a wound basically to her right temple. And I.C. Banks Sr. he suffered a wound to his forehead and his back. So he was gunning for his parents, y'all. He was determined to terminate them. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't no leg shot or nothing. This was what they call K shot, right? Prosecutors offered no motive for Banks Jr. to unalive his parents, but Murphy said there was a history of physical abuse. What? By Banks Jr. against his father. Sheila Banks had previously kicked the son out of their home because of that abuse, leading the father to get an apartment for himself and his son. So why would the father get an apartment for himself and his son if the son was abusing him? That don't make sense to me, but let me go ahead and keep reading. So he got the apartment in Berwyn. At the time of their deaths, they were separated. So Sheila and her husband, I.C. Sr., were separated. Court records show that Sheila Banks had previously took out an emergency order of protection against her son in 2014. So when you get an emergency order of protection, basically, one, that tells me 2 things. This fool was stark raving mad and had been abusing not only his father, but his mother. And he had been abusing them for a while. And his mother was scared of her own child, of her own seed. She was scared of this person. And she knew that he, could do physical, like serious physical harm to her. So she had to get an emergency order of protection. An emergency order of protection is different than a regular restraining order because an emergency order of protection can be immediately activated by police officers. Like you could go to the police department and get an emergency order of protection. Okay, you don't have to wait to a court hearing like you would with a restraining order. So if the police granted her that means they had evidence that this man had been abusing his parents for a while. You know what I'm saying? They had evidence of that. Okay, and she probably kicked him out. Y'all see it says he had a federal robbery case already going on. So like I said, he was probably not trying to do anything with himself. He's 33 years old. She probably let him stay over. They probably agreed to let him stay a few months longer until he got on his feet. And he probably wore out his grace period and got mad and took it out on them because he could no longer manipulate them. This is what happens when you coddle your children, okay? When you do not teach them to stand up for themselves, to be responsible and accountable for themselves, to have a sense of integrity. This is what happens. And I'm not trying to blame these parents. They're not responsible for what this idiotic MF did to them. They're not responsible for that. But this is why I try to stress, especially to women, black women like myself who have sons. If you see them fall, let them fall. Even if they break their legs, let them fall. Because what's going to happen in the fall is one or two things. Either they going to get up, obviously you ain't going to get up with no broken leg, but you going to learn how to work around that. You're going to learn what you can do for yourself. And when you don't allow that to happen, especially with male children, you emasculate them when you coddle them. Tashina Arnold was just all over the blogs because she was blaming black women for emasculating their sons, but she was saying all the wrong reasons. And people were asking, how do black women emasculate black men? I don't really believe that black women are to blame for the emasculation of black men. Because even if you grew up in a household where your mother and father coddled you and they wanted to do everything for you, if you don't have a sense of self-worth to say, hey, I'm curious and I want to go out and do things for myself for once, I don't want y'all to constantly come and wipe my ass for me. I want to do it for myself. Then that shows that something is wrong with you. It's not just your mom and dad. Something is wrong with you. Like, since I've been living out of state away from my parents, y'all don't know how many times my father would call me and ask me, hey, Candace, do you need any money? Do you need like anything? Can I send you any money? And I'm a woman. I'm an unmarried woman. So technically my father is still responsible for me until I get married. That's how it's supposed to be. But I told my father, no, I don't need any money. Why? Because I'm curious as to see, my first time living outside of my home state, I'm curious as to see how far I can go before I either soar or bump my head. Okay? I don't want my father to come in and always save me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. And it ain't a pride thing. It's just me testing my own strength. And this man didn't have that. So that makes him cowardly too. You scared of the unknown. You don't want to go out here and humble yourself and do the right thing. You rather rob your motherfucking parents and the community because I'm going to go get my money. I'm going to do what I know how to do. You know what I'm saying? That dumb shit. Instead of just humbling yourself or whatever and going out here and doing something honest and something that brings a sense of dignity and integrity, you out here robbing your parents and terrorizing the community. And it's certain group of black men mad because black women are talking about not even birthing them no more, and yet they wonder why. You know what I'm saying? Who want to birth the very demon that's going to grow up and unalive you because you done worked all your damn life and saved this money, this retirement money for you to enjoy, and they want it for they lazy ass, selfish ass selves. You know what I'm saying? Let me go on because y'all know if I keep going on this little rant, this video will be longer than what it needs to be. Y'all already know how I am. On Friday, the father and son went to Sheila Banks' apartment to play cards, and both were recorded. They had surveillance cameras, so they recorded father and son going to Mrs. Banks' apartment. Okay, and when they arrived, Miss Banks already had two other guests there. Around 3 a.m., ding, ding, ding. What does 3 a.m. mean, y'all? 3 a.m. is the witching hour. Pay attention. That's your highlight. Pay attention. We're going to read this together. I ain't even going to read ahead. It says about 3 a.m. the following morning, the camera recorded Sheila Banks walking her two friends to the elevator and returning to the apartment. After that, Banks Jr. was allegedly the only person seen going in and out of the unit, and he left the unit about 6 a.m. Okay. Appearing to lock the unit's door behind him and return to his home in Berwyn. No one else entered the apartment until the police arrived Sunday night to conduct a well-being check, accompanied by, so between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., he unalived his parents. That's the witching hour. Like I be telling y'all all the time, because over here I talk about demonology and spiritual warfare. You know, I have to be real. I have to be who I am on my channel. Okay, I ain't gonna just talk about people's psychology and the sociology and the stats. I'm gonna talk about the spiritual realm too, because that stuff is very, very real. What's unseen is more eternal and permanent than and real than what is seen. Let's just keep it honest. So between the hours of 3 and 6 a.m., and I always tell people, demons are worse between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? When that light start coming up, it's not like they're not there. They just are not as bad as they are around that witching hour. So he killed his parents. So this fool, you know, he's deranged. He is deranged. You know what I'm saying? He falls into that first category of being raging mad. He's not, you know, this is the type of person who will go into court and lie and say they have a mental illness when they don't have no mental illness. They have legions of demons. You know, that's what that is. That's not mental illness. That is you dealing with your demons, and you're allowing this entity to control your life and navigate how you think. And I'm not blaming a demon for his actions, because the devil himself can do nothing but try to talk you into stuff. That's all he does, is he tries to talk you into stuff. He can't make you actually do the shit. Okay. But when you have unchecked emotions and shit going on, and you don't know how to manage or manage your emotions in a healthy way, this type of shit happens. Okay. Let's continue on. So family members asked Berwyn police to conduct a well-being check Saturday at the father and son's Berwyn apartment. And when Banks Sr. was not located, Chicago police were called to conduct a well-being check at Sheila Banks' apartment. Banks Jr. was taken into custody on Tuesday after agreeing to meet with Area 3 detectives, according to his arrest report. There were no signs of forced entry into the unit. So basically they saying, hey, ain't nobody else break in and do this. You was the last motherfucker up in here. Nigga, we know you did it. It wasn't nobody else. And wasn't nobody else at that apartment after you left at 6 a.m. until the police got there Sunday. So we are zeroing in on you, Banks Jr. We know that you unalived your mother and father. That's what they're saying. No shell casings or gun or weapon, in other words, were discovered after the apartment was searched. What does that mean? He was enough in his right mind to where he cleaned up after himself, trying to clean the scene. Okay. Banks Jr. has a previous conviction of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and was facing federal charges after allegedly robbing cell phone stores in Berwyn and Cicero on January 15th of just last year. Wow. According to court records, Banks Jr. has pleaded not guilty and was released on his own. Wow. He was released on his own Okay. I'm thinking they released him after they arrested him for unaliving his parents. They released him after he did these series of robberies and had that unlawful use of a weapon charge. Okay. So I was about to say, Banks Jr. previously worked as a ride-hailing driver, or like Uber. You know, that's what he was doing. And had an interview scheduled for a job with a suburban transit provider, Pace. His assistant public defender said he has previously been diagnosed with a mental illness. There we go. His attorney trying to use that to their advantage. And see, this is where psychologists and medical doctors have to come in, and they have to start separating the three different categories. You have one category when you have the person that's just raging mad. They don't know how to manage their emotions. They go out and do stuff. They're in their right mind. They know what they're doing. But when the dust settles and the shit hits the fan, they say, "Oh, I mentally I'm fucked up," you know. But it really ain't nothing wrong with them. They just go unchecked. They just like our raging narcissists, really. Then you have the second category who have mental illnesses, but they know right from wrong. They know they shouldn't be doing this stuff, but they sneak and do it. These are the kind of people who act like they normal around you, but undercover they really something else. Best example I can give you of this type of person, this second category, is pedophiles. Pedophiles know full and fucking well what they are doing is wrong. Okay, they know what they are doing is wrong. That's why they try to use manipulative tactics to get what they want. Okay, or they'll try to lie it away. You know, have y'all ever watched a season of To Catch a Predator? And you will see how these men will try to lie. They immediately crumble and act like they're the victim. And oh my God, this little 13-year-old lured me over here. And it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And they try to manipulate Chris Hansen into seeing things their way and letting them off the hook. I encourage you all to watch that show, especially if you're a single mother out here dating, because if you watch it and actually study it and actually read up on psychology on the side, you will begin to see manipulative tactics that they use. Especially because a lot of people think pedophiles just manipulate children. They manipulate adults too. They manipulate the adults that are protectors or advocates of children. So the teachers, the babysitters, the mothers, the fathers. It's not just the parents. It's anybody who is a advocate for a child. They try to manipulate them so they can break down your barriers so they can get to who they really want. Okay, that's the second category. Third category is the people with mental disabilities, but they have no working knowledge of right or wrong. They don't understand what they're doing is right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? So the best example I can give of this is a child who has autism. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have a working knowledge of, hey, that's wrong, depending on where on the spectrum they fall. Okay, so let's continue on. So, Judge Marion Ahmad ordered Banks Jr. held without bail, thank you, Lord, on 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's expected back in court on May 3rd. So she's seeing right through that mental illness bullshit. She didn't give him no bond at all. They had enough on him to hold his silly ass. She's seen, big ups to the judge. She's seen right through that bullshit. I think this is probably a black woman too. Miriam Ahmad is the judge's name. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's holding his ass. And because there was no shell casings or a weapon at the scene, that's enough evidence to show that he's enough in his right mind to clean up after himself. And the fact that he sat all day Saturday from 6 a.m. to where he left his mother's apartment all day Saturday into Sunday, and then went back with the police to do a well persons check. That means he was trying to create an alibi to try to possibly lead the police elsewhere and not towards him. That means, y'all, basically he was in his right mind and the nigga knew what he was doing, and he was trying to place the blame on somebody else. This is why I keep telling y'all, like, something is wrong with these people nowadays. How do you off your mother, your parents, your mother especially, somebody who, you know, had to give up their body and create you in the womb? You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? I don't even want to know how. I don't even know why I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? As much as sugar honey iced tea as me and my mom has been through, I would never lie a finger on my mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand people like this. So, but my theory is he did this out of anger and rage because these two people probably was like, fuck it, we ain't take care of your ass no more. You past grown, you need to take care of your damn self. We ain't help you out with shit. We ain't give you a couple dollars on the side. He probably tried to manipulate them because they said they were at a card party and the mother had just walked the other two friends to the elevator and sent them on their way. So my theory is he waited till he could possibly get his parents by themselves, because the murders didn't happen until after the other two guests were gone, right? So I'm thinking he probably got the two parents by themselves and probably laughing and chuckling and having a good time. We just played cards and spades and shit. Everybody feeling good. We probably done had a couple drinks or whatever. And hey, mama, you know what I'm saying, playing and laughing, fake laughing at their jokes and shit, and probably was like, hey, mama, hit me off with a few dollars. And that's when shit got real. Because mama or daddy was probably like, hell to the fuck to the nod. Like, you heard us the last time. We ain't on that bullshit no more. And he probably got mad and spazzed out. And then later, as the day went on into Saturday, he realized what he did was extra fucked up and tried to lead the police elsewhere. Case closed. That's my theory on it. Y'all get in the comment section below. Let me hear your theories or comments or thoughts on it, period, point blank. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe, hit the email if you have any suggestions. Y'all have a good one. Be safe, be alert, and be aware.